You know, not all horror stories start in the dark. Sometimes they begin right out in the open, under a big, empty sky, on a road that looks like it goes absolutely nowhere. And those are the cases that are so easy to just write off, but they're also the most dangerous ones to follow.
Think about it. A long, empty stretch of road, just cutting through the middle of nowhere. You've seen places like this. They feel safe, right? Because they're so isolated. But here's the thing about isolation. It works both ways. It's not just about keeping the world out. It's also about keeping something else in.
And sometimes that's so much worse. For a brother and sister, Trish and Derry Jenner, this road was just the last leg of their trip home for spring break. You know, the kind of drive, boring arguments, counting down the miles. Absolutely nothing about their days screamed that it was going to be their last. And then, everything changes. It's just a shape in the rearview mirror at first, an intrusion, something that just doesn't belong in the quiet rhythm of their drive. And suddenly, that road isn't just a way home anymore. It's becoming a trap.
At first, they probably just thought it was a truck, an old, rusted, loud one. But the way it moved, it was predatory. The engine didn't just run, it roared. It got closer and closer, filling up their entire mirror. And its movements, they weren't just reckless, they were precise. Almost unnervingly so.
Yeah, intentional. So you can imagine the relief when this thing finally screams past them and just disappears. The silence comes back, and for a second, they probably told themselves it was just some crazy driver, a random encounter. But then, they see it again. It's parked right next to this old, decaying church, just waiting.
And there, near the church, they see this tall, cloaked figure. And it's getting rid of something, a heavy bundle, all wrapped up in stained sheets. And it drops it into this big pipe that goes straight down into the ground. And then comes the moment that changes everything. The figure turns, and it looks right at them. There's no panic, no surprise. It knows they saw. His sister, Trish, is terrified. She's begging him, let's just go. But Derry, he can't. He insists they have to turn back. He's got this one single thought in his head. What if someone in that bundle is still alive? It's a moment of conscience, and it's the moment that seals his fate.
So Derry goes down into the total darkness of that pipe, into the cold, silent earth under the church. He thinks he's looking for a victim, someone to save. He has no idea he's about to find something so much worse.
Because what's down there? It's not just a dumping ground. Oh no. It's more like a grotesque cathedral of the dead. Dozens and dozens of human bodies. But they're not just thrown there. They're preserved, arranged with this disturbing, almost artistic precision.
Yeah, stitched. The bodies aren't just piled up. They're literally stitched together. Their arms, their legs, fused right into the walls and the ceiling. It forms this awful tapestry of human suffering. A gallery, you could say, of past harvests.
This tells you one thing, right away. This was not the work of some random murderer. No way. This suggests something ancient, something patient and deliberate, an entity that doesn't just kill, it collects. It's like an artist whose only medium is terror itself.
Somehow, they escape and find their way to this isolated farmhouse, and it's there that an old woman gives them the first terrifying piece of this puzzle. You see, the cats in her house, they go crazy around Derry. They don't react to him like he's a person. They react to him like he's been marked, like he's carrying a scent they know all too well, the scent of death.
She's the one who gives it a name. She tells them, look, this isn't a man. It's something biological, an ancient creature. It wakes up on a very precise schedule with one single purpose, to feed, to replace its own failing parts, and then to go back to sleep.
And the hunt, it's not random at all. It's guided by scent. And not just any scent. It's guided by the smell of fear. See, when Derry went down into that pipe, into its pantry basically, it smelled something in his fear. Something it liked. Something it decided it needed.
Well, it isn't long before the creature attacks the farmhouse, and that's when they see its true nature for the first time. It just rips through the walls with this totally inhuman strength. And then, in all that chaos, it unfurls these huge, leathery wings. The legend, the story, it's all real. The harvest is officially on.
And you might think, okay, call the police. Well, they do, and it's completely meaningless. Police roadblocks turn into slaughterhouses. Their guns are useless. The creature doesn't even really fight them. It just dismantles them. It was making a point, a brutal one. On this night, in this place, human rules just don't apply.
In a last desperate move, Trish offers herself up. She literally screams for the creature to take her instead of her brother. But the entity, it just looks at her. It assesses her. It's this cold, biological calculation. Her fear, it doesn't smell right. The parts she has aren't what it needs. To the harvest, she's useless.
The abduction itself is, well, it's brutally efficient. There's no big final struggle. Derry is just taken, like a farmer reaping a crop from a field. The hunt is over. Not because the prey outsmarted it, but simply because the harvester got exactly what it came for. And Trish, she's just left behind. A survivor whose story, you can bet, will be dismissed forever as some kind of fantasy brought on by trauma. The entity's cycle is now complete. Its hunger is satisfied. And the clock, it's been reset, ticking down another 23 years.
But the story doesn't end there. Oh no. Deep down under the earth, the creature goes back to its lair to finish the job. It performs the final act of its harvest. It carefully removes Derry's eyes, not with anger, but with the cold, sterile precision of a surgeon.
And then you hear it, an old, almost cheerful song, echoing in the dark. Cheapers creepers, where'd you get those peepers? It's not a playful question anymore, is it? It's a statement of fact. It's confirmation that a transaction has been successfully completed.
Because now we know the answer to that question, don't we? This was never just a one-time thing. It's a biological imperative, as natural and as unstoppable as the seasons changing. The entity wasn't defeated. It's not gone. It's just sleeping, waiting. Waiting for that 23rd spring to roll around, and for the right scent of fear to rise up once again from some lonely, forgotten road.